everyone, welcome to another single card Scryfall Shenanigans, Altar of Dementia. So this card, it's been on my list for quite a while now, and it kept sort of getting pushed to one side, so much so I can't remember specifically why I wanted to do it. I mean, it's interesting because I'm looking at it and clearly I had some pretty strong thoughts about what rabbit holes I wanted to go down based on what tabs I saved in my bookmarks. So there is that. So I am going to stick to that original plan, whatever caused it. So if someone actually suggested this and I've forgotten, thanks if you did suggest me doing Altar of Dementia. But equally, it could have been as a result of me looking at Tempest decks, or just something someone had mentioned, and then I thought, oh, there's a similar deck to that. But whatever it was that got me looking at it, the bit that really piqued my interest is this combination that's going on, and we'll see what that is when we look at the tags. But there's two things that interestingly cross over here, so we'll get to that in a moment. So let's just look at the card. Appreciate Altar of Dementia. You can see, the cheapest version of this is in Modern Horizons. I don't know at what point the price on these started cranking up. It's legal in everything it's legal in, if that makes sense, in that at this point in time of when recording this video, there's no format where it is currently legal that it's then subsequently been banned in. So Modern, Legacy, Vintage, Commander, Oathbreaker, Historic Brawl, Timeless and Penny. Obviously that's Penny Dreadful, so it's based on its price on Magic the Gathering Online. Okay. So that's why that's still on there. So yeah, Tempest, Conspiracy, Modern Horizons, and then these fancy ones, which were the retro artifact from the Brothers War. I think I've got a pack of Brothers War to open, maybe at some point in the new year, so that'll be exciting. Yeah, so I digressed slightly there. Just suddenly remembered that I do have, I think a single Brothers War pack lurking around. So look forward to opening that, see what I pull. So the original wording on the card, and this is 2 to cast artifact. Sacrifice a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to that creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And now it's been errated to sacrifice a creature. Target player mills cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. And the point at which that changed is, here I suppose. And I thought I pointed that out before. It's got this nice, I know you can see this. I always tend to forget about this until I look at them again. But there's a period in Artifacts history where they had this really interesting mottled look on the rules text. And that was obviously reproduced here for these retro ones, which is pretty cool. So that's the original. So which is close? Well, I suppose nothing's 100% close because, of course, it's been reworded to match the errata. Does it have the original? Oh, okay. So this one does have the original flavor text on it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that would probably be closest then, wouldn't it, to the original, but has the new wording. Okay. So there's an up close look at the artwork, and as a result, one last minute addition. Just as I was going to record this, I thought I'd have a quick look at this particular artist because there's a few here that you know long-term players of the game may recognise. So yeah, I've got Mog Fanatic there, Blood Pet. Gemstone Mine, same artist. There's Altar of Dementia. And then, interestingly enough, where is it? I'll jump back in a moment, but we've got, yeah, Platinum Angel. Also Desolation Angel. It's a 4-4 for 7. This one is a 5-4 for 3 and 2 black. Bosch. I think I pulled one of these actually. Retrospectively. Glisser Sunseeker. Number of legends here. On there. Latula from Prophecy. There's what? 1, 2, 3 of the Spell Shaper legends. I'm assuming there was a. In fact, let's have a look. Was there a? Yeah. Legendary Spell Shaper. There we go. Magetta the Lion. I do have this, but I don't know. Must be a prophecy version of this somewhere. I'm sure of it. Anarchist, Oath of Ghouls, Hatred, Keeper of the Dead. There's Mog Flunkies. Yeah, so some pretty interesting cards. And most recent ones, we've got these from Battle of Baldur's Gate art series. And there's a Tasha. And then we have a Liliana of the Veil. That, yeah, there's that art series they did. It turned up in packs. So, back to this, and the combination that intrigued me on this card is Mill with Repeatable Crimes. So just to refresh your memory, I think we've spoken about repeatable crimes before, but these are repeatable ways to commit crimes by targeting an opponent or something they control. So you can see this is made repeatable by you sacrificing a creature, but the target is, well, any player, but obviously you can target opponents, but you can mill yourself. So we've got the mill bit, we've got the bit that's repeatable through sacrificing a creature as a cost to you. Yeah, so there's 1,461, but what interested me is the crossover between the repeatable crime bit and the mill bit. So that's where I'm going with this particular episode, and a few other things as well, but generally I wanted to look at any card that wasn't a legend, because I did notice that there was quite a number of legends which had this combination of mill with repeatable crime on them, and I think that's what sort of started me off. And then I thought, well, I should look at the non-legends as well. So we'll do the non-legends first, and this is by release date order. So we've got Altar of Dementia on this particular list. Is going to get included because it's not a legend, and it mills, and it's a repeatable crime. And if we look at this, actually, what I should do, just show you with everything included, so we can work out sort of ground zero for this particular combination. Where are we? So repeatable crime and mill. Yeah, so that's ground zero. So the difference there is you've got, you know, ones with just repeatable crime on it, and then these are the ones with repeatable crime and mill. So let's look at just the ones that aren't legends. There's Altar of Dementia, Oath of Druids. So we'll look at some of these, just see how that plays out. So during each player's upkeep, If that player controls fewer creatures than target opponent, the player may reveal cards from his or her library until he or she reveals a creature card. The player puts the creature card into play and all other revealed cards into his or her graveyard. So we've got a sort of repeatable bit here. There's a trigger on, or a filter on now, I suppose you could say. I'm just thinking of the best term for that. But, you know, it's not going to occur on each player's upkeep. So it's during each player's upkeep if that player controls fewer creatures than target opponent, then you get this bit. And you put the creature into play. And all other revealed cards go into the graveyard. So there's the mill bit. This is milling to exile, because you're removing cards top 10 of your library. So this is self-mill. Top 2 cards off of a blue and then a tap. So there might be some ones here that are sort of that, you know, that... what's the word I'm looking for, where it's sort of like slowly drip drip sort of mill, you know, 2 cards here, 2 cards there sort of thing. Other ones where it might be a ton of stuff. It's also interesting, you know, what's doing the initial trigger, if you like. So here we've got Hedron Crab, which is a mill card, and the trigger is on landfall. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So you can see quite a number of these. There's some sort of cost involved, or there's something that has to be true in order for that to trigger. It's interesting whether anything here just goes off regardless at a certain point. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, there we go, yeah. So patient rebuilding. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of the graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land card put into graveyard this way. So there's no sort of, what do you want to call it, like a guardrail there, or additional condition that needs to be met, or a cost. It's just, yeah, upkeep happens. There we go. Oh, look, Shenanigans. One I either forgot or didn't remember or whatever, that there is actually a card called Shenanigans. 1 and a red. Destroy target artifact. Dredge 1. Oh yeah, dredge. If you draw a card instead, you may put exactly 1 card from the top of your library into your graveyard. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Otherwise, draw a card. Yeah. So we're going to see... Okay, yeah, destroying. Oh, that, yeah, I see why now. Okay. So you've got dredge is, you know, as a as part of it is they won't cover the top of your library into your graveyard. You're milling it, and if it's in your if this yeah, so this card is in your graveyard anyway, so you get it into your hand. You can use it to destroy a target artifact, and because of the nature of dread, it makes this repeatable. I get it. Okay. Whenever another snow opponent enters the battlefield under your control, you may have target player put the top 2 cards of their library into your graveyard. Target player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. 1 tap. So yeah, here's one where whenever it deals damage, the target player puts that many cards from the top of their library into a graveyard. We've got Persistent Cauldron. I'm looking for other sort of mill on damage cards. Could get out of hand. Shriek Horn. 1 to cast, enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. So you can do some charge counter shenanigans there if you wanted to. We want proliferate, something like that. Trench Post. Target player mills a card for each locus you control. Modern Horizons 3 Commander. I've forgotten. Yeah, Modern Horizons has Commander decks. Well, certainly on the third one. I don't know about the other ones. Vampire Detective, Memory Vampire. And if you're just looking at the sort of colours here, you can see there's blue, there's black, there's blue-black. As to where this sort of combination is to most likely occur. And you've got the Philia Drownyard there. And if you're curious, if I do this, so we do type, because we see there's a number of land there, just out of curiosity. Yeah, so there's four lands that specifically have that combination of mill and repeatable crime on them. Restless Reef. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for blue or black. 2 blue-black until the end of turn. It becomes a 4/4 blue and black shark creature with death touch. It's still a land. Whenever Restless Reef attacks, target player mills 4 cards. Okay. So it would only be repeatable once you turn it into this black shark creature with death touch. That's a 4/4. Now, looking at the legends, there's quite an interesting group of legends here. So we've got Ambassador Laquatus, 1 and 2 blue. So 1/3. 3 target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or graveyard. And then there's a gap from there to when we get the next sort of alignment of repeatable crimes with mill, and that's through Jason Mind Sculptor. Yeah, from World Wake. 4 abilities on it, including this -12 ability. So we've got a +2. Look at the top card of a target player's library. You may put that card on the bottom of that player's library. The 0, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. -1, return target creature to its owner's hand. And -12, exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shovels his or her library into his or her hand. And then we've got Jace Memory Adept from M12. There's only 3 abilities on it. 4 loyalty, 3/2 blue, +1 draw a card. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. The 0 is target player puts the top 10 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And then the -7, any number of target players each draw 20 cards. Now we get a whole load, really, from nothing in terms of legends that have repeatable crimes and mill, from between Torment and World Wake, and then all of these. So Borgrismus Enraged, Chandra. You can see it's on quite a number of Planeswalkers, actually. And again, we could probably separate these out. Let's do that, actually. So if I duplicate this, it might be a bit easier to see then. Now we've sort of seen the timeline a little bit. So if I do for this one, I do Planeswalker, so type. I can do that, can't I think? No. There we go. That's good. And then this one will be minus. Actually, that does make it a little bit easier to see. So, yeah, for this, I'm trying to keep both in your head, I suppose. Maybe it was better the other way, but it doesn't matter now. Too late. Yeah, there's quite... what's that? That's 20. So there's quite a number there of planeswalkers with that combination of mill and repeatable crime. Things like Ashiok, Jace, Kiora, Liliana, Nicol Bolas, Ral, Jace Wielder of Mysteries again, another Ashiok, Valky, there's Dakon, Shadow Slayer, Grist, Dihada, Chase the Perfected Mind, Tyver, Jubilant Brawler, and Chaos Spirits Justice. And then from here, Ambassador Quietus, and then we have Borgarosmos Enrage from Gatecrash. Lord Xander. Brothers War Gix, Rashmi and Ragavan, Saruman, Smeagol. There was a number of Lord of the Rings ones there, with 3, I say. Number 3. Rex, Cyberhound from Fallout, Tiny Bones, Laughing Jasper Flint, what's that from? Thunder Junction, Rakdos the Muscle, Final Fantasy Commander, Stragon Realm, Final Fantasy. Looks like we got quite a number here from Universes Beyond, actually. There's March of the Machines. So definitely, I think they're looking at this. There's cards from... There's probably slightly more planeswalkers that are recognisable to me as this combination than there is legends. And that's mainly because of the fact that most of these... legendary creatures, I meant to say. Most of these legendary creatures... for me anyway, occur later in my magic timeline, if you will. Whereas I sort of recognise a lot of these from this sort of period up to what? Through War of the Spark. Where does it start to get unrecognisable for me? Probably around somewhere here. I remember Dakon because I can remember the actual legendary creature, Dakon. So, and I wonder if that's actually going to be, that's it, Dakon Blackblade from way back. Legends, no less. Was reprinted in Chronicles. I may well have this as a consequence. Okay, was a secret lair drop. Interesting. Okay, let's do our usual look through the cube side of things. Verdant Catacombs. Go away, Ad. Okay. Oh, lots of interesting lands here. That reminds me of a cover of a... what's that band called from way back? Molly Hatchet. I don't know if anybody ever remembers them. They always had that sort of... They were a southern rock band, but they always had like fantasy style covers to their albums, and it always threw me. I always thought they might be like a... I don't know, a band in the mould of more a sort of rainbow type band. But they're like a southern rock band, or they were back then. I don't even know if they're still going now. Reanimate, Grave Crawler. Wow. Kitchen thinks. Viscera Seer. Oh, Ghost Rider. Rather grim looking Llanowar or elves there. Okay, what about the synergistic cards? Oh, that's Cauldron Familiar. Cauldron Familiar. Phyrexian Altar. That Braids. How can we not get an episode without Braids cropping up somewhere? Mirren of Clan Neltoth. Scourge of Neltoth. Wow. Let's brings back memories. Scourge of Neltoth. Oh, reassembling skeleton, yeah. Because it's interesting, of course, where you've got a card where you've got sacrifice a creature. Yeah, it's great in those sort of sack creature decks. I'm trying to remember if it might be in the... Yeah, there's at least one EDH deck I built, which was based on one of the original Magic the Gathering Online EDH decks that were only ever released digitally. I made like a paper version of it. And it does have Dredge in it and other things, and it possibly has got an Altar of Dementia in it, I'm not sure. I might have a Phyrexian Altar. Because with the deck, the point is to like sack creatures. Actually, I'm getting muddled up here, and I know I'm thinking of a different one now. Not that, yeah, sorry, I muddled myself up. There was another deck I built, which was based on one of the creatures from Cold Snap, whose name escapes me, that was in a Cold Snap theme deck, and I did a series, didn't I, where I was building, I think maybe even a series of one where I was building a commander deck from a theme deck, and then gutting out the theme deck and then replacing it with commander friendly cards. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of, come to think of it. Yeah, I don't have them to hand, unfortunately, so otherwise I could check. Anyway, I've digressed slightly, ever so slightly. But that's the job when I do these, because it reminds me of decks I've featured, various other things, or combos. Ooh, Mykius and Altar of Dementia. We'll get onto some other combos in a moment. Before we do that, see what decks it crops up in. Okay, top commanders. Yeah, so we've got definitely some cards here. Maybe the commander I'm thinking of might come up. Maybe not. I don't think it's necessarily particularly a card where that a deck where that card would be super strong. What's this? Okay. Oh, Frontiers, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah. I need to open a pack of that, actually. Believe it or not, I've not opened a pack of that. Dead. Get Roll Monster. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moldrifter. Oh, yeah, we get... So is this... Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That's a cool combination. Looking at other cards we've seen so far, because you've got the black and the blue and the green for ramp. Wow, okay. Awesome. So there's a whole load of yeah, interesting things we could do there. Oh, glacial chasm. Survival of the fittest. Well, yeah. Oh, now this has really piqued my interest. What would shame we can't do combinations here. Sack mill deck. Let's do sacrifice. Budget. Average deck. What does that look like? I'm going to actually export that to plain text. Yep, cool. What else we got here? Actually, let's do that. I go straight in. Wow. Okay, that's really cool. I didn't realise that. I'll have a look at that one later. Ooh. Stick caterpillar. Dubious delicacy. Very nice. Okay, definitely worth a second look. Budget sacrifice. What's from Domineria? Okay. And Commander Legends as well. During each of your turns you may play up to one permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. What's that in under? Castable from graveyard. Carador. Okay, got it. Right. And that's white, black, green. What else is cast? Oh, we've really gone off down a side quest here. But stop. Oh dear, stop me. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Part of the reserve list. Darn. Oh, we really are going off on one here. Yeah, what deck is this in? That's pretty niche. Pretty niche. Okay, moving on. Where did I get to? Yeah. Let's stop that before we go any further. Yeah, so I'll start having a look at this. And there's an interesting block deck from Worlds 1998, which has it in it. It's a recurring survival deck. In fact, there's probably in a couple of these. And I'll include a link to this so you can go through it. It's got Coffin Queen in it. And there's Altar of Dementia, Recurring Nightmare, Survival of the Fittest. Yep. Full Rust Stronghold. Yep. Not a cheap deck to build, as you can probably judge by the stuff that's in here. Yes, you got Survival of the Fittest in the deck. It's really bumping the price up. And then, yeah, quite a number of Altar of Dementia combos to play around with, and I'll include a link to that. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I just thought it was interesting. You can see we've already seen the Mykiss one. There's several here, but just two, and others where it's a lot more sorted by popularity, sorted by price. Oh, number of cards is quite good. There you go. So that sort of gives you all the 2 card combos. So if we were doing what, green, black, blue, how many of these could we play? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Excellent. Okay, lots to think about. I'm going to wait. Oh. That's so cool. That is so cool. Anyway, thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I'll catch you in a future video.